everyone, welcome to Zelda Speedruns 2. Today we have another Ocarina of Time Randomizer Season 5 tournament match here, Losers Round 2 between Engel and Elagatua. I'm Star, and with me on comms is Glenny. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Really excited about today's match.
Yeah, we've got ourselves 50th seed versus 28th seed. Both of them their first time participating in the main tournament or Challenge Cup to the best of my memory, but they're both long-term members of the community. Ilagachu, the winner of the Baby Dodongo's tournament, Engel, a long-time commentator. Who's also participated in the Speed Gaming Live side of things, I believe. Good to see them on the runner side of things for a change. And yes, happy Chinese New Year, everyone. Sinian Kaila, and that is why I have a profile makeover. Yep, so you can see here this is their first time directly facing off against each other, though they've raced in the same race 6 times. Engel winning winning one of those 6 times, Ilagacha winning the other 5. Engel beat Just Sam in round 1, then lost to Just Sam in round 1, then beat Kerox in losers round 1. And Ilagacha beat Heaps in winners round 1, then lost to Marco in winners round 2 to get here.
Both of these players are extremely talented, though. This should be a really good matchup.
Yep, looking forward to it. And with that, let's switch over to our race scene. As I realize I was autopiloting to a different race, so let's switch that again. This is actually a baseball scene, not a star special, so we'll see how this goes. And speaking of that, let's do some shoutouts here. Shoutouts to our runners, Engel and Nilagacha, to my co-com Goini, to our trackers, Jenny B's and DFX, and also thank you to Baseball for monitoring. Baseball and I are the 2 veterans of this volunteer crew. Everyone else is doing their first volunteering. Welcome to the team.
Great to be here.
Yep. We've got ourselves a light medallion start with Sun Song. Not the greatest of starts.
No, not at all. Looks like we'll be starting as adult. Be interested to see where our starting points are this run.
And rough. Okay, that ain't bad, actually.
No, that's actually very good. Yep, and they're both going to go for that roof check and that open grotto here.
Yeah, pretty standard start. And hey, there's our lone green rupee in the game.
Right, but we get a big boy right off the bat.
Run is useless. And great game, brilliant.
Hey, this thing's dead. We'll give you the item for it.
Yep. Absolutely fantastic.
Get our first song check here. Yeah, we get Zelda's Lullaby right off the bat. That's a nice thing to have.
Nice early find. No, I did not roll the seed. Baseball rolled this one.
And we see him pretty much following the same path here, which isn't unexpected.
Yep, there's really not that much variety you can do. I mean, coming from the same position, you're going to pretty much do Cack and more or less the same order, and the same goes for uh, Graveyard. Thanks for the quick PXR there. Art piece in the shield grave. Alright, I guess it's an item.
Yep.
Which, all I'm lightly noting, Ela playing with straight vanilla cosmetics. Engel has a white tunic and pale, I think that's yellow parts? Yellow-green at least. Nothing in the Cardus.
Oh, we're going to get an early Dampy race here. Go ahead and get in chat whether what you think their times are going to be.
I'm gonna step away for just a moment. Be right back.
I mean, this is as exciting as it gets right here.
And I'm back, just in time.
Oh, and Ella gets it by 1 second.
Nothing on Dompe, unfortunately. And yes, in case anyone's wondering, the TARDIS is called such. It's a really old joke by now, dating from the days of season 2, I think. Where a runner by the name of 10th Doctor mistook a boomerang for it being a stick in there a couple of times, and the nickname's kind of stuck since.
Really convenient to have Sun Song and Zelda's Lullaby on the first trip here to the graveyard. Get both of these checks out of the way.
And I wasn't actually around during that time. I've just heard the stories a lot. And Doctor Who was all before my time as well. I just... Anyhow, both making use of ZL to check the Composer grave. The sync remains pretty close here. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who breaks first and where the divergence happens.
Mm-hmm. And Serenade. Not really what they wanted to see, I don't think. Kind of a meh early song.
Yep. And we both get a reset, so we're still in sync.
Going to be a trip to market now. Going to check the hints. Or at least check a trip to market for Ela. This is an actual divergence because Engel's going somewhere else. I think. Might have just got lost track of things. Nope, he is in fact going south. So, heavy actual divergence. Ela's going to go check the pedestal, get the hints at Temple of Time, and perhaps go Child. Engel's heading to Kokiri, looks like.
Yeah, I would imagine he's heading straight for Mido's.
Yep. Temple of Time hints. And, OT is... Okay, so, Goron City Maze left is dead, OT is the minuet, SFM is Path to Volvagia, and OT is still minuet.
And Mido has nothing. Maybe some bomb
Medallion.
shoes is what they're going to be looking for here.
Mm-hmm. So our medallion today: Pocket, Fire, Spirit, Jabu, Shadow, and Deku, with DC, Water, and Forest being our stones. It's not even logical, AD. Well, it's dead.
No toilet seat today. I think we're going to see an early Mito skip here from Engel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a curious layout. DC Water Forest, not really. Like, when you don't need to do AD, it's kind of annoying to get those dungeons as stones, considering you're likely to have the items for them anyway. Well, you're guaranteed the items are Forest and DC. You likely find items for Water. Not really ideal as we get. Hey! Hookshot!
Let's try.
Unshelled shooting. Well, his path to Baronade, okay. And Domain's
Yours
foolish.
domain is foolish. Yep. We got Ala doing the night checks over in Market. Again, that Sun Song, early Sun Song paying off for some of these early checks.
Song of Time, alright, on Minuet. That could be something. 40 Skulls! Baseball! That's a magic!
and 40s. So we're definitely going to see some routing of some skulls here.
I think so. It's too risky to not try, at least think about a 40 Skulls magic meter.
Yep.
Song of Time also may be Path to Volvagia, mildly concerning, though it's more likely to be the Child Song or the Wolf's Grotto.
Hook was on the child shooting game.
Yep. Alright, hint commands should be up to date.
Engel's having a little bit of trouble here navigating the river.
Yep. Octorok's trolling a bit.
Yep. And we're going to see some chickens.
Balance chickens, that is.
Some super chickens.
Small chest and a hint that Frogs 2 is a bomb bag. Okay.
Ooh. Okay, baseball.
Okay. I mean, that's very unlikely to be required, but it is, something. And Fountain is foolish. Okay, Domain and Fountain are foolish. Brilliant. Thanks.
That saves some time. Those are kind of out of the way anyway.
Nothing in Upper River. And 30's dead. That's not great, considering 40's a magic meter. You'd rather kind of see something on 30 in some ways, just so you know, hey, I need to do this, or no, I don't need to. If it's something useful, then at least you're motivated to go for it. Bolero on Malin today.
It's an easy another song check once they decide to play that. So
They have Sun Song. They started with it, Virgil. Nothing in the silo. Let's see where the child save quit is for Elo. French
Okay.
vanilla, sure. Spawning literally inside the Kokiri shop. Well, that's nice game, I suppose. Also, someone in chat has a terrible suggestion. 50 skulls being the other magic meter. It would be great for us. The runners might not be so amused.
Oh man.
And another bad idea from chat to randomize the number of child songs, aside from storms required for the frogs too. Inco, we do in fact have pot sanity is in fact an entirely valid thing now. We're actually doing that for this week's Freaky Friday. Pot sanity and rupee mania. Those are as in freestanding rupees, not the invisible ones, and the pot drops are both can both now be shuffled in a special branch, which I can go post in chat now. Give me a minute to find the
That
link.
adds what I think 450 some odd new checks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not jokingly, it actually adds like 450 checks. I put together a list for the Freaky Friday. This is the link. And yes, the guardhouse becomes the greatest place in the game. There's like 22 pots in there that are shuffled. Apparently, some of them actually. Did you know that some of the pots in there are paired, so they drop the same item? That's the reason why there's 22 checks and not like 50 at the 50 in that house.
Really? That's interesting.
Yes. Market's path to Bongo, probably for that hook shot. Okay, thanks. Yes, Rupee Mania and Pot Sanity are going to be settings for this week's Freaky Friday to celebrate Chinese New Year. We've got both of those things going. I threw in Shops 3 for the fun of it. Shops 3, but there's another new setting. You can actually choose the maximum number of rupees a price a shop item can cost in Shop Sanity. They can all be $10, they can be a maximum of 99, 200, 500, or 999. In this case, 999. They've also got a whole bunch of extra gold rupees and 88 gold rupees and 88 red rupees. Just since those are the luckiest colors, I yeeted all the others off, and there's a bomb egg on our creative memory game. So rep frogs too. But yeah, Possibility Rupee Mania, throw in some fun with shops prices, and it's 88 out of 168 piece Triforce Hunt for this Friday.
That sounds absolutely nuts.
It's gonna be fun. Hyrule Castle is foolish, that's a good hint. I am the one responsible for thinking up that set of settings. Welcome in, CSR rating with a party of 79. We just started not too long ago. We've got ourselves what so far is an okay seed, other than there's a magic meter on 40 skulls. And yeah. Here's a slingshot.
Slingshot. He's gonna go do his Lormon checks now and get his Bolero.
Rare Sanity would be nuts. I don't think it's actually currently possible the way those drops are coded. And we've done Cow Sanity before. Song of Time is so far the only we've seen there. I've noted it just because it was in SFM, but it's more likely to be the other two checks, which we're going to see here pretty quick. Also, if I type it, I apologize. Yeah, something in Chi could be it. Well, it's not Wolfo's Grotto, that's a small chest. Yeah, the Freaky Friday is just doing pots, shops, and rupees. I decided to not do the others because that would be a little bit too mean, I think, for new settings. Also, one of the reasons why it's incredibly generous try for a cent, along with just me trying to pick lucky numbers. It's a song for Volvagia, yes. Whether that's Song of Time or the song on Saria, we're about to find out. We didn't want it creeping into Freaky Saturday. You're not wrong, you know. Song of Storms. Alright, that's more likely to be the path.
Yeah, probably.
You
I don't
like
know if
getting
it's
the
right.
40 Skulls magic meter hint.
I bet you he goes down to check the Song of Storms grotto and Kokiri Forest right
Oh,
away.
you absolutely do that. There's not a reason not to, really. And Lil is Path of Baronade, so there's a good chance that that probably locks fire somehow or another. We
Yeah, I
saw
expect
the.
we'll be seeing that visit pretty shortly here.
Mhm. Just have to hike there since they don't have a quick way there. Lil's a good play. They have he has ZLAN's bombs. This makes sense. SFM is still Path to Volvagia. Thanks, quite possibly for this Goron tunic. That actually makes for a coherent sentence. If it was a There's Love or a Zora tunic, that might have sounded like nonsense, but hey, that actually is a coherent sentence. Kokiri storms might be it. Shoes in the Woodstar gets a really good find. Oh yeah, there's probably something on the path to Volve in the well, but hey, that Goron tunic exists too. Last deck, the path to the hint in Kokiri Storms is another copy of SFM to Volvagia, which is ironic and very funny combined with the Goron tunic. Uh, And yeah, that's one of the things. Going, I guess, on the topic of welcome to commentary, you come up with stuff on the fly and hope that your sentences don't sound like nonsense. Turns out that Goron Tunic worked well with the sentence I had going about the SFM Path to Volve hint again. Could have just easily been something that made no sense. Such as, such as the Hero's Love or the Stone of Acne, both of which are possible items in big chests that can't possibly be path in these settings. Nothing in the pot.
I was heading over to Lake to do some of the first checks there.
Yep.
And you go picking up his bombs there. Well, I was gonna take a small little fishing trip here.
See what he gets. And so far, pretty chill seed. We haven't actually seen a whole lot of anything. We've got hookshot, bombs, and a slingshot, and a few useful paths. Could be better, definitely. Could be worse, definitely could be better. Nice heart container. I assume Mila managed to peek the underwater item from when he was swimming over to fishing, but I could not tell from that distance.
Yeah, I
Particularly
wasn't
how
able
he
to see
saw
it
it.
either.
So we'll find out eventually if it's required. We'll find out eventually when he goes there. There's the other path. Bongo hints. A little bit of a pity that the path of Bongo hint got wasted on a hookshot on child shooting. Because with 5 separate medallions, none of which are DC, we're going to get only one path per dungeon. Since the game tries to do that, if at all possible, and it's definitely possible today. Kind of unfortunate that that's the only Bongo hint they're getting, so dins and hovers will probably be unhinted.
I was looking to get some of these field grotto checks. Probably, I'd expect him to go over to CAC and go check well here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's 50 is
50
dead.
is
That's
dead.
not great for that 40 magic. Nice fire arrows. So now this puts these guys in a bit of a tough situation. 40 skulls is a magic meter. 30 skulls is dead, 50 skulls is dead. How hard do you try to go for that?
I'd be routing in skulls as much as I could probably early on, but that's just me. I wouldn't want to take that risk.
Yeah, because it's one of those things, you don't know where your other magic is, you don't know where your other magic is. If for all you know, it's pretty readily available, and you end up wasting time. But I think at least you get these skulls that are on the way. You know,
Yeah.
them at least, because otherwise you can get yourself screwed over in a seed like this. Some of it too might depend on how early Dins and Hovers show up, or if they show up in path locations. Like if Dins turns up in the well, I'm looking a lot harder at that 40 skulls magic because then that means that Rang or Letter might well be in Shadow Temple.
Right. And we're going to see how I'll pick up the rest of the skulls here in this area.
Yep. Speaking of doing 40 skulls, 10 and 20 also still exist. So I tapped one time too few and missed the skull. There we go. Someone saying that they just watched the runner lose by skipping a hookshot in 30. You play to the info, hope you get lucky. Well, that's the thing. If it's a hookshot on 30, you absolutely go for it. 30 is usually pretty decent to get, and hookshots are such important items. Magic's a little less so. Oh hey, thanks for the data. Kirk Q noting enchant the single magic meter is waited here in about 52% of the time in 10,000 seeds. Huh. To be fair, that includes logically magic Loctite stuff, so Spirit Key Logic can come into play a lot here, or sometimes Wasteland Crossing. Still interesting stats. Well, that's a wallet, confirming the Goron tunic is not pathable badge yet. Ela is higher ranked, but I did actually say that they're fairly close. I think their average times in the last 10 seeds have been pretty comparable, and it's a very close top 64 bracket this year.
Yeah, their average times are only off by about a minute.
Oh hey, that's a boomerang. Well as Path to Goba, as well as to Baronade and Din.
There's Dins.
Okay. That's a pair of checks if I've ever seen one.
But routing those skulls in.
Yep. And, I'm gonna update that command as soon as I can get it. So whatever's in the wild boost is guaranteed to lead to Rudo's letter because we already have a way to domain and rang, and both are in logic. Climax is dead. There have been at least two major items in the well because two different path hints can't point toward the same item.
There's one of our...
Yeah, letter and
right
Kokiri
here.
sword most likely. Here's a big chest.
Sure.
Or that could be that. He peeked the like chest, so I assume it's small. And so is the basement. They got a hint, Riley, for left side Ground City. It's useless. It does not necessarily have to be letter and Kokiri sword in here. One of that strength could very well lead to one of letter or Kokiri sword due to the fact that there's quite a few things it locks. For starters, that's another good. That's one of our items needed for fire. It's something for forest. That is a Kokiri sword. Okay, so that's straightforward. But yeah, no guaranteed letters actually in here.
Yes, 40 is definitely in logic.
Oh yeah, 40 is very much in logic by this point, because that gives us sufficient dungeon access to get 40 skulls.
And we're going to maybe see the first skull check here. Engel picking up his 10th.
Well, Inko, the fire path is technically still possible to be Song of Time for GTG or River Chest. Now that none of those things have been hinted, they could also. It's likely Storms for that's what I would assume is either a strength of the Kokiri sword at this point. That's still pretty mixed. So far, just the strength and Kokiri sword, though, as we see nothing on 10. Yeah, Storms was blocking a wallet and... No, the wallet was free. It was not pay digging. Not blocking it. Ela might have seen a small key chest elsewhere that I didn't quite notice. Not sure if he. I am not been counting keys on that well. So, strength path to Baronade. That's not all that helpful. As far as things go, also probably the path to Volvagia. Also not that helpful.
Yeah, but I would see. I'm gonna. Oh, yeah, we're probably gonna see a Dooku play right here, just because of the spawn point, and that it's a medallion.
Anyhow, path command has now been updated. But yeah, that hint ended up telling us not a whole lot. Strength locks quite a few dungeons. Yeah. Riddles is strength locked. Not the best of information as I get the other copy of the frog's hint. Yes, I know strength is for Baronade. That's clearly stated in the hint command there. Water could well be in forest, it could be in deeper fire, it could be in spirit, for all we know, did I mention GTG exists? It could be that. Water Temple can be strength locked. What isn't strength locked might be the better question.
Dooku tree.
There is that, true. That's a bow.
Alright.
But because the hint command... Well, that's... Speaking of Forest Temple and strength upgrades, that's Forest full clearable. There could be on OGC, yes. But strength does have to directly be the path to Baronade. The Kokiri sword can be possible as an additional item, like sword and like bow and strength combined for Forest Temple having letter, but it can't be just the Kokiri sword because that was separately hinted. You don't need the same item to be hinted path twice, that's redundant. DM Team Storms has checked, Frog's one has not been seen. True, that's actually a good point. No Forest Song, it's likely in the crater. If I had to guess, I'm not too concerned about it. I know it has to be available since Forest is a stone and Minuet's an AD. Yeah, the fire path's really not helpful. Because I don't think it's ever going to be a way we can truly limit the strength from being path to strength and bow from being path to Volva. It's likely one of those is. Or well, it's certainly not that Stone of Agony. Sorry if I'm taking over the conversation a bit, Gwen. I'd love to discuss logic.
Oh no, you're fine. I'm just enjoying being here.
Yeah, how are you thinking about this seed so far?
It's a little everywhere right now. That magic meter really is gonna become the primary factor, I think, here.
Engel is going for Well Skulls. They are pretty quick if you have the rang, so this isn't a terrible idea, actually. Early Dins might be sending him more thinking about that Shadow Temple, which would make sense.
Yeah, knowing Shadow is a medallion for sure. Now the question is, do either of them, looks like, no to Ella, go for that skull and Deku Tree. Only seen that one collected in a race once.
The back Deku skull, I doubt it. Ela doesn't have rang to keep in mind, and I don't think it's worth it for Engel. It's really, really far out of the way.
Yep, you're right. I didn't.
If it was a hookshot in 40, you might go for the back skull, but if it's a magic on 40, I don't think it's worth it. There's plenty of other skulls available with Frankentuck. You don't need a 40. You don't need a back Deku one. Honestly, even though both Fountain and Domain are foolish, we might end up seeing the easier to get skulls in both, if since there's a few quick ones there. Not the worst skull in Fountain though. That one I don't think is worth it. It's even worse than the back of Deku's skull. 8 heart containers for Ela, 38 minutes in. And his first medallion here, the Spirit Medallion.
Yep, and it looks like Engel's going to do clean up here on these skulls.
Oh goodness, yeah, they are not going for Atmos Push Skull in DC. Also, blah. Like, I don't expect Hardin will get the skull outside Cack either. Well, faster than some of the other bad skulls we've been discussing. It's still not fast. This one isn't too bad though here for Ela. Well, if you could hit it.
Nothing on the first bombshell prize.
Yep. And nothing on the second. DC Stair Skull is the worst, yes, out of all the ones in DC, correct, Inko? All the dungeons are some pretty terrible skulls. Deku's got the back skull, DC has the Stair Skull as well as the Pier one to a lesser degree. Childrose actually doesn't have any terrible Skulltulas, really. They're all pretty decent. Forest is actually fine, pretty much. Until you've got some sanities going on, and your first Bombay is on the Floormaster Skull. Saw that in Co-op Season 1. That was Longshot Lock, that seed. That was not fun. Yeah, Forest otherwise though usually isn't too bad skulls-wise. Fire! The 2 Pierre skulls could be a pain, really. Long of Time one can be is one of those just oddball ones you don't tend to see often, just because you don't really need it most of the time. Water has the basement skull by the under a grate that's like nobody ever gets unless you absolutely have to. Even gotta sometimes hit for it. The river skull is also really bad without iron boots. I think people have gotten that basement skull in water in standard Inko. It's just really unusual. Yeah, only in with 50 skull seedings right there. Yep. And then Shadow's Worth skull is easily the one by the boat.
Yes. Yep.
Hands down, that does not. No exceptions. And Spirit Temple's worst skull I would personally rate as being the one up above the Iron Knuckle on Child's side. That or the Song of Time skull, actually. There is a perpetually infamous clip that Chimp is never living down about that particular Song of Time skull in Spirit.
Nothing on adult fishing.
Yep.
We also saw the sunken treasure there was just a heart refill. So nothing there to get.
I'll be honest, I also have no idea how you get out of the Shadow Triple Pot room, Enko. You don't see that skull very often. It's not bad to get, it's just you don't usually need to get a skull by the time you're at the very end of Shadow Temple.
I like killing the most notorious enemy in the game there. I'm going to do our rooftop check here.
And that's Hammer. Temple of Time is path to Twinrova. That is a hint that Hila did not get earlier. Probably Requiem, honestly. Which reminds me, I forgot to write down what the welding path to go was. Whoops. It's likely to be Requiem. I could see it being a Ponasan. Those are really the only two options, though.
Yep.
We're gonna see Fire and Forest here. Well, DC, then Fire and Forest in some order for Hila. Probably Fire then Forest with Bolero, actually. And then yeah, go from there.
I'm going Fire first just because it's in a down. Hopefully, maybe get the.
Oh yeah, Force of the Stone. Duh. Rain. Thank you for the reminder. DC, then Fire, go see what the song is, go from there. And now Tigan's castle is dead. Yeah, at this point, though, I think Song of Storms is confirmed for the paths for strength, because we have everything else for fire that's not a pair of hover boots. We have hammer, we have a strength, we have both a wand and a Goron tunic, we have hookshot, bow, hammer, yeah, bombs, everything.
Yeah, fire's good.
Kind of boring, though, that basically the three of our hints were pointing towards the well.
Yeah. That's unusual.
Oh, yeah, it happens sometimes. I wonder where the other two strengths are then, though, if the first one's apparently knocking a whole bunch of stuff.
Engel there, killing off the queen with a nice Deku Nut stun there. That's actually pretty difficult to pull off. Without the boomerang, get a one cycle.
Oh, by the way, fun fact, there are apparently 27 pots in DC. Just noting as you work of hot there. Yeah, no dungeon foolishness is kind of interesting. So usually the game tries to give you one, but they gave us 3 overworld foolishes. And this is not one of my seeds, by the way, and it's certainly not AD for the song because Forest is a stone. DC is also a stone, but Ela's in here for some quick checks and some quick skulls. No, there is not a pot size matches contents option at the moment. Someone did have the really stupid and really funny idea to make pot size matches contents use the Goron City pot design for major items. That one was a good giggle. That would be hilarious to see Goron City pots everywhere. Well, yeah, I think the idea would maybe to shrink the Goron City pot, but it would still be funny. Sorry, I'm sniggering at some at Discord. Here's a fun fact, chat. So with the new pot sanity branch, you know there's a whole bunch of pots underneath the Ganon in Ganondorf in the tower where you can get like some aggro refills, some magic refills, and whatnot. Those are now shuffled in pot sanity, which means yes, in fact, you can quite literally get a hint from Ganon saying, "You'll never beat me, with the arrows from those pots over there."
Do not go break those pots over there. Wink.
Literally, the word is from those pots over there.
That's amazing.
It's great. Oh yeah, by the way, Real Robin Chat is in fact the developer of that branch. Sorry, the committee's been loving these new settings, so you get another bow there in DC. So Storms is not path to evolve for the bow for Kokiri's sword for evolve, more or less. That would be the case anyway. Bam. But yes, I do absolutely love the wording. You'll never beat me with those arrows from the arrows from those pots over there. It's specific to the pots in the tower too.
Just a bunch of large chickens roaming Hyrule.
Commander Chat, if you want to find out more information about the new branch, well, there's information in the Discord. You can also find out more information about the Freaky Friday race happening this Friday, including those new settings in that Discord. In the OoTR Discord, to be specific, there's 20 for Engel and the Emerald for Ela. Do keep in mind that the new branch is still experimental, so there might be a few bugs in it, so you get some seeds. We got the most ridiculous bugs fixed, but there probably are still some.
Oh, we're gonna get dual shooting galleries here.
Yep. First time they're more or less sticking up in a little bit since they've been diverging for the last while. Just a heart piece there. Hey, your fearless. The seat's fine so far, but the magic meter's on 40 skulls is perhaps the only real issue with it. No clue what that is on the either freestanding item in the crater. I think that's actually the last bow up there.
Yep.
And a Pona song. Didn't catch the wall item though, not hopefully someone else did. Apparently it's a heart piece, thank you, Enco. This room is actually kind of slow if we don't have magic meter. Slowly grab stabbing this torch legs to death. And this is going to be another skill for Ela. Hammering coming for Engel. 16.
It'll be interesting to see if Engel heads straight to Fire Temple with this, or decides to make the play to Dondango's Cavern as well.
That's a play to fire, so it's gonna save some time on Ela and be pretty close here, really. Small key. And a small chest.
Looks like Engel's going to check the ferry over here.
Yep. Engel does still have the ground city items over Ela. Ela will get them after this, I suspect, but yeah, that's something. Chanting the Engel is a fan of skipping stone DC and surprised he did? Yeah. It is a bunch of early checks, but if you skip it, it can save you a good couple of minutes, which can really make quite a difference as we get... Oh boy, that's a lens.
I'm probably going to do that grotto check here.
Lens for Way of the Hero Market? Maybe, though the odds are good that the Way of the Hero Market is probably just a hookshot on child shooting. Still path to Goma. And that's our last bomb back. Thanks! That is actually technically bomb lock, but since hammer is also bomb lock, not that it matters. Lens is only required for the lens game and Wasteland in these settings. Oh wait, no, hammer's not bomb lock, hookshots aren't bomb lock, thank you for the reminder. For some reason I was only thinking of beans and not the other thing. Central pillar is a key. And that's a key there for Ela. Sorry, my Discord blew up briefly. Yeah, Engel going for skulls. Thinking about that honestly, which makes sense as we get some choose off Link the Goron. We do have Dins, we've got a hookshot, we've got Seal. Nocturne is currently missing, but you don't want to risk losing a tournament race to not going for 40 skulls magic at least.
Yeah.
Who's winning? Absolutely no idea. Way too early to say. Central Pillar is not after Dark Link, that is the literal pillar in the middle of Water Temple, where you need to... There's like a skull in there, you need to lower the water level, light up some... go down, kill a bunch of enemies, and then go get the chest. It can be pretty hard to do if you don't have enough health or a tunic. It is the only check in these settings that requires a Zora tunic, in fact. I believe Ela peeked the upper maze chest. I believe that was a boss key, so we can keep on going for here. Fire is not bow locked. And happy 1 hour, everyone! Ela?
Yeah, I don't think he meant to do that.
I don't think so either. Luckily, you can do this. Get squashed and void out. There we go.
There we go.
Trying to take the shortcut and fell down the hole instead, but the second tries to charm. And let's do some shoutouts. Shoutouts to our runners, Engel and Elagatua, to my co-com Goini, to our trackers, Jenny Bees and DFX, as well as to Baseball, who is tracking today, who's race monitoring today. Baseball and I are the veterans of this team. Everyone else is new. Welcome to the team. Having fun? Speaking of on that note, if you guys want to volunteer, please go check out this command. We always love new volunteers and trackers and commentators. I think we got over a dozen new trackers the other day, and for good, 4 or 5 new commentators, we can always use more.
Yep.
Yeah, we got 18 new trackers in the latest patch. 18 and 8 comms, thank you, that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun if you're going to be watching anyway. Might as well click some icons every now and then.
For pretty much all of us, usually. We like to volunteer. I mean, we're watching these races anyway, might as well help out and give a hand with it. Commentary is a little bit more involved, but tracking is you watch it and you click items once in a while. Helps you pay attention to the race more, too.
There's always something new to learn.
Yep. Clickety-clackety, indeed. Engel's actually going for the Song of Time skill here in Fire. Nice jump. Not actually all that difficult if you know a setup. You usually tend to see ones from the door, not so much from that angle, but hey, it works. And just in case you're not bored enough with volunteering here, you can always go check out the Silver Gauntlets Discord too, because we do restreams of the Challenge Cup, and we're hopping over there too. So that link in chat. Plenty of volunteer opportunities if you want to get involved. And actually, okay, apparently I missaw the item in Upper Maze. Zavalski's actually even higher. Compass chest. Thanks, game! And I don't think Fire Temple is hover locked, on a side note. I'm one of the volunteers of the Silver Gauntlets, also organizers of the Silver Gauntlets, also a Freaky Friday organizer, and a few other things besides. Okay, yeah, I think I mispeaked the Upper Maze chest as being a big key and boss key instead of small key, which makes sense. Yeah, a couple of items up top here. Logical strength 1 in the well. Not that that really tells us much of anything, if I'll be honest. Seems like most of our checks are strength locked, I guess. Yeah, I can't tell us what strength 2 isn't, but not ideal as far as info goes.
Dins was in the Garden City Maze.
Right next to the boomerang.
Yep.
And that is a big chest.
That is a big Poe.
That is our first bottle, actually. We have not seen a single bottle yet. Not that we need it for 40 skulls, that's been in for quite a while, but that is a bottle. And just a purple rupee. Big pose itself is foolish. Don't know about lens games though, and we still have no idea where double magic is. Could all be in Shadow, could be in the Wasteland. I will laugh if it's in the Composer Grave, but I think we might have checked that. No, I think they chose to check that.
Yeah, they didn't have fire.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. Yeah, because I did it as adult. No, serious business. We have a trick enabled so that the high score does not require a song of time outside of a very specific and very stupid key layout. Oh, and Hubbards have to be missing too. Oh, bomb back involved. Yeah, there's a few different things that be required for Song of Time to be logically required for high score on, and when the hammer rusted switches through walls, I believe is the trick. That trick is enabled.
Dragon here trolling us here.
Yeah, that's a troll hold for Ela. Lighters are the DMT fairy. Lens is the DMC fairy. Ela still gets the 1 cycle on Volve, nicely done.
Yeah, nice recovery off of that.
And that's 28 for Engel. beyond Volvagia, so the only thing of note here in Fire Temple was a big Poe bottle. Not really what you want. Not really a great deal, but at least you had to do, your opponent had to do the same thing since boss key was on Compass Chest. Engel's been going really hard for the magic. Ela's not doing bad. I think he's around 20 at the moment, but hasn't been going quite as hard for Skulls. Going to get lens and lights here, and then I suspect we'll see what that path to Twinrova is there in the Temple of Time. So Ela does not know that hint, actually. It was the second Decatry hint, and only Engel read it.
And Ella hasn't been through Gornham City yet either.
Gertrude is likely Requiem, correct? We are also missing Nocturne and Saria's song for technical possible paths. Saria's song lacking Darunia and Skull Kid, as well as adult forest access. Just a little path to come in for Ela, now that he needed it. In the bomb bag. But yeah, it could be Saria's song, it could be Nocturne. We don't know which is which. Oh, wait. And this hint is the other copy of Acting Foolish. We are also still missing Prelude, but that cannot be the path of Temple of Time. Although, actually, a light arrow cutscene is a check in these settings, so that's a thing to consider. We find hover boots and Nocturne some other places as we get lights on Ela's side. I'm so used to the boss key being a light arrow cutscene, I forget that it's actually a check now. And this is Ela going for Skulls. $20 here for Ela. We'll hit 21 outside DC. The skull above DC, I think.
Eagle getting his big Poe. It's at 21. Engel having a little trouble hitting that switch there and decided to bail on it. We saw the chest.
Is going to take the intended route down to the bottom here and go beat Wolf.
Oh, and he missed the jump.
Does not feel like going for the regular glitchless jump, and it's gonna go back around and actually use the pillar as intended.
See a bomb tree strat from him.
It's the intended route to Volvagia, I think, yeah. I'm just gonna see the Metaground hint. I don't remember this one being all that interesting. Ah, big pose, yep. That's actually kind of useful, he knows that. Well, he might end up emptying the bottle anyway, just for the just have it available, but yeah. And that's a nice one cycle of choose for Engel.
Very clean. I'm picking up his boomerang and Din's fire over here for Ella, which should put the pressure on him to focus on skulls a little bit harder, I think.
I think so, yeah. Yep, they've done pretty much all the same stuff, but Engel has a couple more skulls, and that's really about it for the difference. Engel
Yep.
technically also a Saga time. Up a few skulls, down a relatively useless DC. This is the interesting difference, really, between the two. They're otherwise two really close at the moment. Yeah, he might end up doing the front of DC just for skulls. There's a couple really quick ones in the front. That, however, is also a play. They're both going to go turn in the Big Poe, get the song from Temple of Time, perhaps thinking about Child, depending on what the song is here. And because once they have an empty bottle, they can do some additional soil skulls as Child, which is really helpful.
Yeah, I think whatever the song here is really going to define where they go next. I could see a Jabu play if it's not Requiem.
Jabu with what letter?
Oh yeah, no letter. You're right.
Alright, what song is this? Nocturne! Lovely! So, where's Hover Boots? Because that Nocturne is probably Path to Twinrova, and Hover Boots are the only thing we really need for Shadow Temple now.
It could be.
In fact, Nocturne is guaranteed to be Path because even if Light Ever cutscene has a mirror shield, it's still Nocturne a lot because Shadow is a vanilla Shadow Medallion. So yeah, they're really going for that 40 skulls magic now with that Nocturne path. Well, Engel definitely is. Ela doesn't actually know Nocturne is path, but I think it's too strong to ignore at this point. For the moment, though, Ela's off to GTG. Makes sense. Bow strength, hook shot. Yeah, bow, 1 strength isn't the worst. Hook shot, strength, and Song of... Doesn't have Song of Time, but he cares. He'll be fine there. And some angry shield flicks from Engel, who is not happy to see Nocturne.
Yes, definitely not.
Has a moment of thinking and decides, yeah, I want my skulls as soon as I can. They both wanted Requiem from that, I'm pretty sure. Graveyard Hint is, copy of Capella Castle. I'm kind of hoping that this is the path to Twinrova hint here for Ela, who does kind of want the information at this point. And there's the big Goron.
Yep. We're going to see a bug play here to pick up more skulls. It doesn't surprise me one bit.
Yeah, Engel's mostly Child right now just to get Bottle Skulls. He doesn't have much other reason to be Child, but Boomerang and Bottle, I guess, is a bunch of fairly quick ones, especially with a Child spawned in Kokiri. They can get quite a few really fast. So kind of, still an interesting play, I guess. I don't know, I don't think it's a terrible play for Skulls. You just found out Nocturne's Path of Twinrova, and at 40 Skulls is as far as you can figure your only magic meter. I think both plays make sense, really, right now. For the runners, kind of a choice either way. Zev, there is a magic meter on 40 Skulls. That's 31 for Engel. Yeah, magic meter on 40 Skulls, Zeph, and Engel just discovered that Nocturne is Path of Twinrova, so he's going pretty hard. He's already been going pretty hard for them, but now he's really rushing it.
Yeah.
Nothing on the crate.
Looks like a big chest. Yeah.
And that's a rear shield, alright. Which is fun, so Strength 2's probably sitting in Shadow Temple then. That's not all that surprising, honestly. Makes sense with the Fire Path being Storms for Strength 1 in the well. Not really, Shinnok. Fire Temple is strength locked. Boss queue is all the way at the top. It does not matter where what the Shadow Temple key layout is. You can't even get Nocturne without a strength logically. You're fine. It's not a problem. There's letter somewhere in the game. Letter is behind a strength, but who knows? Yeah, true. Yeah. Strength is either in or behind Shadow, but that's not the most interesting info. Later, cutscene is still behind Shadow Temple. It's all the most information alerts. All reads lead to Devil Forest. They might, honestly. I mean, our strength is apparently path to everything.
Looks like we're going to see horseback archery here before we dip into G2G.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
The Strength 2's in here, you save yourself a bunch of time. Ela especially does not have those Song of Time. Strength 2 for GTM saves a bunch of time, and Ela doesn't have Song of Time, so that would be helpful. It's 34 skulls for Engel. That's 1580 on Ela's side.
Yep. No problem getting that. Some cash and some love. That's all she has for him.
Yep. Going to get, he might probably ride opponent out to this HBA skull, I'd expect, perhaps. Nope. It is rather slow, to be fair, so just gonna head on off to the Fortress Skull and likely the two Valley Skulls. Next one is our last Stormslack check, and has another shoe pack. Alright.
peek at the chest up here. And it's a big guy.
$25 skulls for Ela. And hey, hover boots.
Hey,
All
there's
right.
our hovers.
All right. Yeah, you really want to get 40 skulls now. We could get in the Dwarf Shadow earlier with just a hook shot, but hover boots on Fortress Roof is quite the spot. Yeah, Yellow's low on skulls.
There's no
Engel
skulls
might
in
not.
Fortress.
There's no skulls in GTG now. Two keys here in the lobby. And yeah, Engel's not going to be going to GTG for a little while, so it won't be getting skulls too quickly either. It won't be getting those hovers too quickly either, as he gets. I think that was skull 36. Fortress Roof Lurker. Oh, I assume he like gets 40 pretty fast now with all the other items. Even if he doesn't know Octoon's Path of Twinrova, you just have to get it pretty fast now.
Hovers was on top of Fortress internal.
Elo's at 25, correct? Chat saying there's nothing in the maze. Okay, I'm terrible at peeking the maze when I'm on commentary. I'm terrible at peeking things, period. Especially the maze. Ooh, that's a big chest. Nice bug bottle.
Another bottle. Get skulls. The game is telling you to.
The game is sending a message, indeed.
Peeking the bottom of Zora's Fountain is not too easy.
No, it is not. Both of those are actually kind of fully without a magic meter. You have to do these the slow way instead of doing a quick spin. They both have the 40 hint. This is another key. Yep, their first copy of the 40 hint was actually an SFM, but yeah, quite early in the seed, so they've known it for quite a while.
And another big guy.
Oh hey, nice long shot. Yeah, Longish I had to show up somewhere. Wasteland Crossing, still in. We already had hovers for that. Now doubly in, but, well, Water Temple is making me think, especially if those are a pair of iron boots right here in that chest. I would expect DC most likely from Engel, yeah, with this angle. And Silver Skull. Okay.
Yep.
Look like Tug fits with their math market path to bongo hint. Yep, not too surprising there.
We don't have a letter for ice.
No, and it's starting to look like a letter might be our go mode or the rate we're going, honestly. And GTG had Silver Skill and Long Shot is about it. Then Strength 2 block, which we can't check. Yeah, we aren't actually missing all that much. We need Strength 2 for Spirit, we need a letter for Jabu, and that's it!
Yep.
I probably wouldn't go Ice either, considering there's a very good chance it's your go mode, since you know Strength 2 is probably just sitting in Shadow Temple, and their letter is, well, it's Strength blocked. Not that that says much of anything. Yeah, to be fair, Requiem and Ice could be an Ice and required, but we also just don't know yet. Letter spot, Ela peaked it. We have no idea what it is.
The root of letter location was just a heart refill.
Okay, thanks. Ela's gonna get another skill here in the Wasteland. $26, okay. Gonna be able to get 2 more in the Colossus. I'm at 28. Don't think he ever actually did Market Knight Skulls. Could be wrong. Market Knight Skulls. Cack Knight Skulls. Yeah, Strength 2's in Shadowrun later cutscene, most likely, at this point. We're not really missing much else.
Alright, and that's 40 for Engel.
Yep. Nice Wasteland crossing for Ela.
I bet he peeks these last couple chests and bales for his magic meter.
Alright, let's see what Colossus Fairy has. If this is Strength 2, that would be really convenient, though I don't think it can be. Might be something like the letter, though, and... regular bottle!
Oh.
Whoa! Thanks, game. Probably could have been letter or regular, or Strength 2, actually, now I think about it more, but that is a funny, everything but the letter has turned up so far for bottles. We'll be at bottle percent today. How VS is this seed? Honestly, not too bad. They gave you the 40 hint early, and they've both been going for it. I wouldn't call this terrible. They're both letter and well, Strength 2 is fairly hinted. Letter is, well, it exists in the game, I guess. It's a pretty decent seed. I won't necessarily call it a fastball, but it's really not really much of a curveball either. Some magic for Engel.
It looks like Engel's going to make the play over to the Grandu area.
Is Requiem vanilla? Nope! Ouch, that hurts for Ela getting prettied off of the Colossus. So either there are no keys on Child's side and Requiem is on Burning Cat, or Requiem's in Ice. It's more likely Requiem's in Ice. And I think that might be where Ela's going now. Quick Skulls, you know it's probably Requiem at this point. Would make sense. Where's Engel going? Lens game, apparently. A little confused why he's rushing Lens game, but he's rushing Lens game.
Maybe he knows something we don't.
Also equipping Dins. Okay, Engel's probably thinking hovers are there, they are not. I would just assume Hookshot's path and leave it at that and not rush it. Lens game super hard, at least at this point.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he was going to dip Shadow.
Mirror Shield is on Hammer Rocks, Hover Boots, or on the Fortress Roof.
Alright, I'll get your bets in here.
Immediate left. Another left. And the left. I forgot Ela hasn't done river yet, so that's where he's going. Right. And right. Left, 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 right, right.
Congratulations if you said left, 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 right, right.
Kirby fan wins this one, I think. Now this is a Shadow Temple
Kirby.
play. Angle, nothing on Lens game. Safe's coming back adult.
You win the ability to say you won in chat. Congratulations.
Congrats. Ela does not have the Temple of Time passive nor of a hint. No, that one is in the second hint of Deku Tree, which Ela skipped. He also, I think, forgot to get the skull here the first time, so is having to backtrack. Ouch, losing some seconds here. Hovers are on Fortress Roof, Zeph. And in fact, Ela is not going ice. Back out he goes. Off to back to the Lost Woods. Okay. Huh.
Still doesn't have letter.
There are quick skulls, and you know there's a good chance it's Requiem by this point. I probably would have done it. This is going to be a forest plague. There are quite a few, even quicker skulls there, to be fair. First two checks of Shadow, absolutely nothing. That's Skull 32 for Ela. Going to be 33 here and 37 coming in the courtyards, early forest.
And nothing in the tomb.
Yep. Engel playing Serenade. Oh yeah, Ela never did get a song from As Adults. Forgot about that. That's a Song of Time. Okay, Engel's going GTG. He is fine for Mirror Shield and hovers. Yeah, for the chat, you should probably for Engel's perception get hovers and mirror and get out of there since you want to chase your shadow path at that point. Engel will be getting his mirror shield and hover boots pretty soon, and then just needs Rudo's letter and strength 2. Ela needs Rudo's letter and strength 2. As well as just some more skills, because he needs a 40 skills magic meter. Longshot wasn't GTG, yes, but as far as we can tell, it's useless. $35 skills for Ela. Stonewater's only got four checks in it. It's really not worth it most of the time, and Iron Boots are Fudo's wear at this point of the scene. There's also not a lot of strength like in water, correct? It depends rather quite a bit on the key layout, honestly. TARDIS Bill, yes, we run on a largely glitchless rule set. You may find it at this command. But yes, most races are done on the standard rule set, which is largely glitchless. We allow ground jumps and flame storage, as well as a singular clip in Shadow Temple, and that's it. The ground jumps and the one clip in Shadow to bypass some really rather tricky glitchless jumps. Flame storage was just voted by the community.
Oh, Engel, what are you doing? Okay.
Goal 37 for Ela. And it's a key in the well. And he's out of here. Going to play Serenade. Should be able to get some pretty quick skulls here, and then get it, and then he'll be at 40. So this tree is 38. I don't think he's done the grotto outside CAC. That would be 39, and then the adult CAC skull is his 40th. Might be wrong on my math, though. Also going to check Shoot the Sun, which makes a lot of sense. Here anyway with Sunshine. And it's apparently nothing, because that's a reset.
Look like a red rupee.
Yeah, this is really close, because Engel's done the first 2 checks of Shadow, which don't take all that long, but it needs to get both Mirror and Hovers. Or needs to get Hovers at this point. It's probably going to also do HBA with this route. Ela, on the other hand, is going to do the first 2 checks of Shadow, but is going to be back in there first.
Engel taking the conservative route here to 1500.
Let's look at it. It's nice 1680.
Yep. And there's 44. Hold on.
Magic, right here, Cold Sherpa.
Yep, right to Shadow.
Yep. Shadow has to have something of interest, considering Nocturne's path at Minerva. Either Shadow or the Light Arrow cutscene, but it's more likely Shadow than Lax.
Yeah, I think Strength 2 is likely.
Here's Hovers for Engel, who is, yep, bailing right out the door. Going to be a little ahead of Ela here, going back to Shadow. Engel is keeping track of things and knows that Strength 2 is probably in Shadow, so is straight back in. Going to be a little ahead of Ela, but not by much here. Right now it's neck and neck, Snowy Dre. Who knows? It's Strength 2 and Letter for Go when they're pretty much, and Ela and Engel's maybe a minute ahead if or so. That hand being a little trolly. And that is a pretty rare shield here for Engel.
Engel picking these silver rupees up like a pro.
Showing off why he is in the top 64. little bit bad on math angles. Probably 2 or 3 minutes, I think, ahead here in Shadow. No, still close, but is currently ahead in terms of immediate progression. That's a good question, Inko. What do you think, Goiny?
I don't know. It's a risk on whether or not there's, any keys on the child side. You need to get back there. That's going to be a time loss. But is it going to be... What's going to be quicker to traverse back there or to go do ice and get the song?
Not sure, honestly. It's gonna be a call, I think. Depends on what actually is in Shadow 2 to some degree. We haven't seen a single thing in here yet.
Yeah.
Chat saying doing ice is not faster than just crossing. Okay, thank you.
Let's see what we get here.
Nice Silver Tunic game. That exists? Ela's a little under a minute behind at the moment, by the way.
He's making good time catching up there.
I might be slightly off on timing, to be fair. It is not easy if Child has the boss key. Requiem is on for Requiem would have to be an ice capper. That does not mean that Requiem is because it's Minuet on AD. That is not required. Force is a stone.
And Engel's just going to let that big one sit there and make us question what's in it. The suspense.
Just a bomb refill in the pot. Flamingos on fire is memeing when they see a letter on Morpha. Well, it's certainly not that neighbor's love. Not in these settings, at least. That is not path. And Ela's really catching up here in Shadow. He is not far behind. Engel, I think he was closer to 2 minutes getting past the truth spinner, basically, but he's closer to 1 minute than 2 at this point.
Engel doing really good there, getting through that wind corridor without having irons there.
Ela does not have the Goron Ruby. That one's behind Water Temple. They can't get in there yet. No iron boots, no gold scale.
Q doing the math there. It makes my brain hurt.
Blast egg, shoot the sun requires, well, peeking it requires only a bow. Getting it requires just a long shot. Ela is about 50 seconds, by the way, exiting the wind hint room. Yeah, shoot the sun, you require a long shot, and you require a bow to peek it. You just, well, shoot the sun, and to get it, you need long shot and Pierre. Or if for some reason you have Ocarina Shuffle and the seed decide to be extra stupid mean, you could technically need to go fill the water level up before you get to shoot the sun, but that's a really, really, really rare edge case.
And Engel deciding to kill these guys instead of playing the pacifist.
Also, blink and you miss it, and Engel and Ela suddenly neck and neck. What? Oh, really catching up fast here in Shadow. Very, very nice execution. Elagatua went from almost about 2 minutes or so on the getting the truth spinner basically to 30 seconds maybe, probably less.
Yeah, this race is incredibly tight for being 2 hours in.
Yeah, there's only 3 foolish hints, but there can be more. Foolish is just the game more or less randomly picks the random. So when generating the spoiler log, it will generate a list of foolish places, and then it pretty much randomly picks 3 places off that list to be hinted as foolish, but there are most likely others. That's Ruto's letter, alright.
There we go. That puts us a strength upgrade away from go mode.
Yep. Yeah, Ruto's letter in the Shadow Boss Key room. Yeah, now Ice is a good play. So yeah, Strength 2 is most likely letter locked, and Strength 3 is, probably somewhere Strength 2 locked in Spirit or Cannons or something. I mean, sure, the Ice could just be working, which is logically required, but, I mean, you still do your job anyway, I think, looking for that Strength 2. Let's see what the time difference is on these guys on getting to the blue warp. That's actually a fair point. Probably will save you a little time on child access. We don't actually know where Requiem is. It is one of Burning Cack or Ice Cavern. We know Strength 2 is Strength 1 locked, but at this point it's really not telling us anything. Ila is missing Temple of Time Path to Twinrova. I'm not sure how much it matters by now.
Oh, and Ella getting the 1 cycle.
Nicely done.
Irons. Irons and Zora Tunic and Shadow. I mean,
Okay, 158.52 blue warp for Engel, by the way. Nice iron bits. Ela, don't forget your irons. She's looking very confused. And 159.13 for Ela, approximately. That is a 20-second difference finishing Shadow Temple.
very good playing there to catch up that much.
Now they're really, really close. So now Engel's rushing ice, it looks like. Ela doing a composer grave check here. And Ela's off to Jabu makes sense. So happy 2 hours, everyone. Yes, on that note, as far as general introduction to commentary, Glenny, I usually like to do shoutouts about every hour or so for commentary, so have at it.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, if you want to do our shoutouts this time around.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. So our runners, obviously Engel and Elagatua, they're doing phenomenal here. I'd like to give a shout out to my co-commentator Star, who's doing a lot of the heavy lifting this stream. I really appreciate that. She's doing great. And then our trackers, Jeannie and DFX. Thank you for all that you guys do.
Yep, big shoutouts to Goini, DFX, and Jenny, who are all doing their first volunteering duties. And thanks also to Baseball, the other veteran of this volunteer crew, doing the race monitoring. Well, you've done quite a bit of volunteering recently for Challenge Cup and for Top 64. It's much appreciated.
Nice skip on the second try there.
Yep. Ela's gonna go straight for Jabu here. That's the RGC hint. It makes sense, honestly. For Ela, you don't. What? I don't even know what the keyboard shortcut I just hit there by accident, lol. Anyway, yeah, makes sense to go rush Jabu here. If Strength 2's in here and you do the domain checks first, you're wasting a bunch of time. If you don't find Strength 2 in here, you can still do the domain checks anyway. Oh yeah, domain is foolish too. Thank you for that reminder as well. I'd honestly forgotten. Been a long time since I saw that hint, and it's been largely irrelevant. That one is foolish too, now that I'm reminded, so we're certainly not gonna need to worry about that.
Strength 2 is what's missing for go mode.
Yep. Not really any sign of anything at the part moment, especially specific as to where it could be. It exists in the game somewhere. What these guys get out of Ice and Jebby will tell us some information.
And so far, there's been nothing in Ice.
Oh, that's another slingshot. They certainly don't need that.
Nope. Not what they want to see right now.
Middle Strength 2 is technically possible, but requires a very, very specific small key layout. It's not common. Oh jeez, this bubble trolling Ela, there we go. Shaking his head, Yep, to get Vanilla Strength 2, you have to have 5 small keys in Child Spirit, which, includes requiring a fire source and a variety of other shenanigans. And the odds of that are just not very good. Not sure what the odds are on it specifically, but it's quite rare. Less than 1%? Thanks, Kirk.
Kirk doing the math again.
Well, 3 keys in the child side in long shot were 5 keys in child side. True, actually. Anyhow, it's not working. Anyway,
A final check here in Ice Cavern.
it's small.
Yes, it is. So what do we get for our song?
Requiem. Alright.
Yep.
Yawn. But yeah, Forest Temple is entirely possible. AD is in logic with the Iron Boots on Bongo and the long shot from Spirit, from GTG. Well. Yes, that is path fulfilled, correct?
Look like a small on child side.
I mean, yeah, Strength 2 is still behind Strength 1, but that honestly at this point tells us a whole lot of nothing. The entirety of Water Temple is Strength locked because of Iron Boots being on Bongo, Nocturne being behind Fire Temple, and Fire Temple's boss key being on Compass Chest. Spirit is Force is also completely Strength locked. Yeah. Zeph getting in the door of Shadow Temple is Strength locked.
Yep.
In this case, so yes. Forest is not logically locked anymore. We have AD in logic for Minuet. It's fine. I have Fountain is foolish. Requiem's nice. Everything is strength locked. Oh wait, no we don't. That's a good point. I forgot. Failure requires a beat Forest, so you need Sarius first. Never mind. Yeah, Forest is out of logic, and I'm a scatterbrain. Longshot is in GTG. The game favors a dungeon foolish, but it doesn't always give you that, and sometimes it just isn't a foolish dungeon. I mean, so far we had a big Poe bottle and fire. We don't know about Spirit. Chabu had a slingshot. Deku had a bow. Chado had Ruto's letter. DC actually didn't have anything I can remember. We don't know about water. We don't know about forest. So never mind. Forest is in fact out of logic. I'm a scatterbrain.
There's the boss key over here on the child side.
Oh hey, Requiem is hard required.
Yep.
Right, yeah,
Hello.
DC did have a bow. Thank you, I forgot that.
Hello with this very nice quick strat on Baronade here.
Yeah, ice hard required. And there's a small key too to go with it. And hey, PKR. Yeah, water is the better play than forest. Forest could have logical strength 3, but it can't be a logical strength 2, just to stick there on Baronade. Ela, you should know this is foolish. I'm not sure what you're going for. Oh, the hint. Well, yes, well, it's Path to Baronade for the strength. Thanks. Brilliant. He's hoping for the Twin Rova hint because he doesn't have it and knows there should be one. Unfortunately, he isn't gonna find it, I don't think, at this point. Yeah, Ela can't go Child Spirit, he doesn't have the Requiem. It is where he's going, though, because that's on Flip Bolero, and ice makes sense with that play.
Engel making very good use of flame storage here.
Ice hovers into the domain waterfall for Ela.
Yes.
Ela has beaten Jabu, yes. Just needs to be marked. Chad saying don't need a broken sword if you get K-Sword. Well, it's probably just autopilot. Nice double defense.
We're looking for strength.
Archangel Ace, they need Strength 2 for Go mode. In hindsight, I realize I probably should have opened the bed. I think it might be a bit too late now for that.
Did Engel forget Idiot Prelude?
I think he did.
No?
Did he ever actually do Dompe digging now that I think about it?
Yeah, downpay digging is with the wallet.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, this is Jupiter, that's me being a scatterbrain, so... and so he's gonna be doing that while Ela does ice, and then they'll be in fairly similar places. Yeah, Strength 2 has to be Strength 1 locked, so it can't be on Chickens or the Valley Waterfall. I'm not sure we saw. I don't think either which we actually saw. We've seen the other dungeons, it can't be Forest. Yeah, it's pretty much. Yeah, comedy option lab dive. Did either of them actually check the wasteland? I don't remember if Engel did. I know Ela couldn't.
Nope, neither of them checked the chest there.
So actually that's not Strength 1 locked either. Magic is not. I don't think. Could be wrong on that front, but I don't think it is. It's not Forest. Like my earlier error. Yeah, I think it's pretty much just Water Temple. Yeah, I didn't think Wasteland was strength locked. Epona's was in the crater, yeah. Duh. Yeah. Epona was in the crater, hover boots on fortress roof, first hook shot was child shooting, yep. Toilet was tended to be dead, Inko.
Yeah, that was one of the first hints. Toilet seed denied.
We'll finish water first, whoever gets there first. Chafile, the entirety of Water Temple is strength locked. Iron Boots are on Bongo when the entirety of Shadow Temple is strength locked. This wolf is giving Ela the run around. So in this case, Snowy Dre, we're referring to logic. We know that there is a strength upgrade. So, there is a strength upgrade. Let's see, where is the hint set? So Temple of Time is Path to Twinrova. Nocturne was there. Oh yeah, no, so sorry, Strength 1 was Path to Baronade in the Well, which is only required if it locks both of the other strengths. At this point, since Boomerang and Boomerang was very, very free in the Goron City Maze. Letter, Shadow Temple Boss Key Room, okay. But also not explicitly strength. But theoretically, if there was a second strength on Chickens, that strength 1 on Shadow Temple, and that Riddle Zone strength in Shadow wouldn't be strength locked. So we know that strength 2 has to be, both of the other strengths have to be strength 1 locked. Since otherwise the path to Baronade makes no sense, as Rudos and Letter haven't locked much of anything at the moment. Where does the rank have unlocked much of anything? You don't need 40 skill. You don't need rank for 40 skills. You don't need letter for much of anything beyond finishing Jabu, and well, you can't really. You also get Requiem, but you can't do anything without strength 2 anyway. And strength upgrades. The reason why all of Water Temple is strength locked is because Iron Boots were on Bongo Bongo, and all of Shadow Temple is strength locked because Nocturne is on the Prelude of Light check, behind beating Force Medallion Fire Temple. And Fire Temple's boss queue is all the way on the Compass chest. That logically requires you to push the block to get higher up than the Lava Room. These runners both ground jumped, and there is also a glitchless jump to skip this, but that is logically strength locked, so at this point we know that Water Temple is strength locked and is a high candidate. We are also just running out of strength locked checks, period, at this point.
Yes,
Strength 2 cannot be in Darunia. Sorry, a song is on Burning Hack. Strength 2 in Saddle Spear is strength 2 locked because you need to push the big block. Water Temple's blocks are strength 1 locked. Those are brown, which is just strength 1 locked. This one, yeah, all of water is strength 1 locked because the irons are, because Nocturne was. Forest is completely dead due to the song placements, and this seed is a little funky on logic. I'm a little bit tired, so my press on logic's a little wackier than the usual. Apologies. Ela will be the first back adult here. Yeah, they basically run out of other checks besides water. They should know that strength 2 is both strengths are strength locked, so things like chickens are out of play. I don't think there's much left anyway.
Yeah, I think with what they know and the fact that they got both Tunic and Iron Boots and Shadow, we'll see a Water Temple dip here fairly soon.
Yep, Shannock sums it up pretty well as far as why the entirety of water is strength locked today. Both strengths could be in water. There's nothing against that. We just so that first strength has to lock both others. Also probably easier to read it out in text, honestly, than trying to explain it in voice. Logic is one of these things about Randomizer that comes with a lot of time, and you can pick up a fair bit of it from playing Seeds and just watching races. I am one of quite a few commentators who is logic-oriented and can explain things to you, but takes a while to really understand it. And then there's the advanced course in logic, which is to go look in the logic files. I do that once in a while, primarily in more obscure settings, when the logic gets particularly bad. The seed is very confusing to explain, yep.
Yep.
Because, yeah, our path hints today, GTG is, SFM is Path to Volvagia for Song of Storms, because that Strength 1, well, is your only way, is required to beat Volvagia, per previous discussion of Fire Temple and that block. Bottom of the Well is Path to Baronade, also for that strength, because it locks Fire, which locks Nocturne, which locks Letter. Well is also Path to Goma because of the Kokiri Sword in the Well, that's straightforward. Market's Path to Bongo for a hookshot because Longshot is in GTG behind the hookshot. That's straightforward enough. And then Temple of Time is Path to Twinrova because Nocturne is on the Prelude of Light check, and Rudo's Letter was in the back as Shadow. Yeah, if Engel goes GTG here, or he's gonna be in trouble, it is not strength locked. Strength 2 is go mode. GTG long
Was
shot
the
is
left room chest?
no, that was different. Stalfos was something else. Stalfos was a bottle. Goity. It is the eye statue that has the long shot today.
Okay.
Does Ela even have anything left to check besides water? For all practical purposes, I don't think so. Maybe Wasteland, yeah. I'm not sure if he actually checked Tektite Grotto. I just remembered it exists, actually. Huh.
We saw a Tektite earlier, though, wasn't it? Just choose.
I don't remember if Engel checked it. I know Ela hasn't. Yeah, Tektite can be strength. We don't know where Gold Scale is, and Iron Boots are Bongo. Observatory, I'm still, the lake lab roof is checked. It was the hammer. The lab dive is unknown. That is logically gold scale locked, so you can sequence it with iron boots. We have no idea what gold scale is. It's not bad. And this is a Requiem from Ela, okay. Yeah, neither of them could check lab dive until they got the iron boots from Bongo, and at that point they had other things to do.
Engel having a little trouble here with Fair Name.
Ela was just checking your right hand, it looks. Checking your right hand and going back. Oh no, Ela. Oh no. He's seeing that's a big chest and he's going back child for it, I think. Oh no, Ela. He didn't. He stopped in Child Spear before getting the right hand earlier, and now he's seen it's a big chest and is going back child for it. Ela, no. That's a ouch.
Yeah.
It's a big chest, Alpha Mario X. Turns out it's double defense. It makes sense from Ela's perspective, I guess, to go for that. Unfortunately, this ain't it. It is actually strength locked too, since Requiem is strength locked, and since it's letter locked, and yada yada yada. It's also strength 2 locked today, but this just feels bad. I can see why, but it feels bad.
The only way this really works out for Ela now is if Engel decides to go G2G.
Yeah, and whether or not Engel goes GTG, I think, depends on how well Engel's been keeping track of logic. Not with this Spirit Heal out today, I think. Oh wait, no, it's 3 keys and Longshot. No, yeah, they were. That is available as child. It's just... it just isn't today. It's 3 keys and Longshot, Riley. Because the first 2 keys are used on the 2 earliest doors, and the third one can be used on either upper door. J is correct. It is 3 key locked, and I'm having a brain fart.
Here comes our stone water dip.
Yeah, this is putting Engel in the lead. Unless Morpha is the... Engel is in the lead unless Morpha has unless Morpha is strength 2, Engel's in the lead at this point. Because Ayla's just bleeding time, and Engel can do everything else in water except for Morpha. Longshots and GTGI statue. I did not catch what the correct wall is there for for Engel. Yeah, so do I, Zeph. I would have committed to bailing on that the big chest here in Spirit. Because at this point it's literally going to cost him the race at the rate we're going, unfortunately. Otherwise he would have been first to water. Alright, it's not map test. Yilla can at least save Scum back adult because he saved in Temple of Time, but this is throwing really hard.
Yep. Yep,
I
and
feel bad.
yeah, he looked disappointed in that. And who could blame him?
Mm-hmm. He's got a good execution, don't get me wrong. We saw that very clearly in Shadow Temple, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. We'll have to see. It's not completely over, but it's not great that Ela went for that big chest. I can see why, it just isn't great. And water and the rest of Spirit isn't as much time to get back. Isn't as long to get back time the way Ela was able to in Shadow. And yep, thanks Jay for posting the Spirit key logic there.
Yeah, so with the boss key where it is in Water Temple, it'd be interesting to see if Ela just goes straight to Morpha.
Mm-hmm.
Because if Strength 2 is on Morpha, then that could flip this right around.
It can. Strength 2 and Morpha is Ela's best chance. Otherwise, water routing and execution, it's gonna be if it's not Morpha, this is gonna be tough on Ela to pull it back. It is so close. I'm just not sure if it's close enough for Ela at the moment. Engel does not. We don't necessarily need to beat Water Temple. We're pretty sure Strength 2 is in here, but we're not sure if it. But it doesn't have to be on Morpha. They can do everything else here in Water Temple without a long shot. It's not Compass just. Correction, not. 3 keys puts the Spirit right hand into logic because by the time you have the 3 keys, you can get to that chest by one of the 2 climbs. Doesn't matter which side you use it on. That I believe was an item on Compass chest. Yes, Seth. Strength 1 is not. Yeah, Strength 2 cannot be in Wasteland. It is not Strength 1 locked. Oh yeah, Song of Time is not in Logic. Lil, that's a good reminder. Just Cobras? I have no idea what Fernanda means. And let's see, item on compass, item on map. You're right. We've seen two of the 4 items, and the other 2 must be between Darkling River Chest and the Boss Key Chest. So Morpha cannot be Strength 2. Good point. Has to be a key, in fact. Longshot might be logically required. Probably is logically required, but it cannot be hard required today. The icon next to Ocarina and Prelude is a sun for Sun Song. Strength 2 cannot be. Oh, Strength 2 could have been on Shoot the. Strength 2 could have been Shoot the Sun anyway. Longshot and Bow were not strength locked.
We saw Shoot the Sun, it was just a rupee.
Also just that. Yeah, Engel doing the water boss key chest and footing. So he's coming. Okay, knows that it's nothing and is out. So it's Dark Link then. Song of Time out of logic because we never actually got forest access. And, yep. There are 4 non-key items in Water Temple. Back to our education on... Ela is rushing Morpha, yes. Back to our education on logic. Water Temple logic is simple. As with all key logic, it assumes you're a moron and uses your keys in the worst way possible. So most of Water is not key locked at all. But but Dark Link, River Chest, and the Boss Key Chest are all 5 key locked out of 6, since it assumes it uses the keys in all the other places before using the keys for that specific path. So since there's only 1 extra key in Water, and we've seen the Boss Key early, that means that there are 2 items and 1 small key on Dark Link, River Chest, Morpha, and the 1 small key on Morpha or some type of junk, and then Dark Link or River has to be the other. Yeah, Dragon is a key. They're both throwing a bit, although I think Morpha's a key between Boss Key, Dark Link, and River. 1 is a key, the other 2 are both items. And it's gotta be Dark Link. That's a key for Ela. And he's not even gonna bother with the blue orb. It's a really, really slow cutscene. He doesn't need it. Engel is in fact like 30 seconds ahead, yes. Assuming Ela goes for Dark Link, which he doesn't. Oh, Ela. This feels bad.
Yeah, I hate to see it.
Because if he went for Dark Link right now, he'd be neck and neck with the Engel, but this is him going for the Boss Key Chest, which, to be fair, won't take too long, but is still taking time. And yes, Eligatua's file name T-U-E-R-T-A is to kill in French. Usually when you get to the top 64, you know the basics of Water Temple key logic, the intricacies of Spirit key logic less so, but yeah. Longshot's GTGI statue VXR.
Very nice.
Yep, and here we go. Yep, it's right
there. There it is. We're
as expected. So, I think that might have been a literal logical last location for us on Restream, and pretty much close to it for the runners. Good seed.
So at this point now, it's Engel's race to lose.
It is, and I don't think there's enough time for Ela to catch up at this point.
I don't know. I mean, the way he was playing in Shadow Temple, there's never say never.
Oh, I think he's like 2 minutes behind right now. It took him 15 minutes of Shadow Temple to make up 2 minutes. They don't have 15 minutes. They don't have that much left of the seed, unfortunately. It'll depend though, because Rova control and some other things. Pretty good Dark Link fight here. Yeah, although that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a point too. Ela did not still have this last child side key, so he needs to get an extra. It doesn't help. So Engel got in the door of Spirit at 2:39:55. I am slightly funky at math, apparently. Because Ela is going to be 2:04:04 or so. So a minute and 10 seconds approximately entering yeah, minute 10. And Engel skipping the boulder chest. Gonna get 2 small keys here and that'll climb and be fine. Yeah, no BGS for these guys today. Yeah, it's down to execution. Not much left of it, though, is the thing.
And then Engel takes care of the wall room with ease.
Yeah, they're both going now, and thank you to our checkers for marking that. I don't think dying is a real concern for Ela at this point. He's got 9 hearts. I wouldn't be too worried about that. This is actually a little bit closer than I thought even. They were a minute and 10 seconds apart getting into Adult Spirit. And they're probably still about that here. Heading to the end. So this Lizalf was trolling Sheila is not helping anything.
No, not at all.
Uh, 240, 244 entering the door past the knuckle.
Good RNG here to start.
And 243.35, so 51 second difference there, finishing off the Iron Knuckle, by the way. So Ela does make up about 20 seconds or so, give or take.
Yep.
An Adult Spirit there. But turnover RNG is going to be a big thing here. Pretty good RNG.
And Engel pretty much have good RNG for that whole beginning phase. Looks like Paul's getting some decent RNG himself. $44.45.
Alright, 2:45:14 per the restreaming timer for the blue work on Engel's side. Yeah, this is close. They are a minute apart or so. I'm not sure what the closest match on Season 5's side of things is for Top 64. The Challenge Cup had a race finish within 5 seconds.
He lost about
That was
5
pretty
seconds
notable.
during that fight.
Okay. Okay, Jason goes a 6-second match, thank you, in Top 64. I remember the Challenge Cup one because I had to review the VODs on it to verify it was actually a 5-second difference. Okay, Zeph and Alexis is apparently a 6-second difference after the retime. Wow. Pretty good
Quick
first
work
two
with
fights.
stealth. Yep. Now it's time for the infamous salt and pepper. Choosing to fight them individually.
Chat noting that it's a 56-second difference, and yeah, it's really hard for Ela to get the minute back, especially because these Dino foes are trolling him. Would kind of require Engel to fail take a fall on Dwarf, I think, probably by this point.
Yep, this is close. Close to the get here.
Yeah, this is a close race. Ela definitely having the better tower climb. Engel having the better tower climb. Ela drinking the, I think that was a blue potion there in the bottle to free up some space. And to, I think, get the health refill as well, and is now fighting Nichols.
Yep, he's gonna go for both of them.
Pretty good fight.
Nice.
Nice one cycle on Engel's side.
Now it's time for the mean old piggy.
Yeah, and I think that one cycle on Dwarf, it pretty much confirms that Engel is, because it is at this, especially at this level, it's very difficult to lose much time on Ganon. Yeah. Ela losing about 20 seconds or so to the tower climb. Good race, close race, but that final play to Child Spirit, I think, cost Ela this race, unfortunately.
Yep.
And that's how random goes sometimes, but it is unfortunate. That's Dwarf down for Ela as Engel finishes off phase 1.
And honestly, I can't think or say that I'd do any different than Ela's position, to be honest.
No, his plays have made perfect sense, more or less. It just feels bad at this point.
Yeah. All right, chat, get your GGs and in for Engel here.
Yep. And as Ela arrives on the Ganon fight, GG's to Engel, finishing up. Going to take the win and move on to Losers Round 3 with an official time of 2:51.51. Ela close but not close enough here.
Very nice playing by both these runners.
And GG's to Ela as well, finishing up 2:53.04. Just 1 minute and 13 seconds difference at the end. GG's.
GG. Looks like we'll have Engel for some words after the race here.
It doesn't appear as though Ela will be joining us, but I'll tow Engel in a moment. Hey Engel, GG's.
Hey Engel, GG.
Yo, GG.
What a race, man.
That
what
was
a race.
That was something.
The early skull hint. Do you think you're gonna have to go through it? I know you started picking up skulls pretty quickly and routing those in.
Yeah, it's always awkward when you get something like magic on, 30-40, right? Where you're like, maybe the other one's available somewhere. But at the same time, you can't just bank on it being somewhere else. So I figured while I'm going through places like the well and, Child Cack, I'm just going to pick up the skulls and just try and route it in. And if I find another magic along the way, then so be it.
Yeah, you ended up going for magic a little bit harder than Ela did. He didn't quite get them as quickly. He also never actually found the Temple of Time past the Twin Robot hint, though I don't think it mattered much at the end.
Yeah.
Right side Deku hint, but you were earlier to magic, he was earlier to hovers, but you actually ended up both getting well. He got into shadow, you got back into shadow at fairly similar times. You were, I think, around 2 minutes getting doing the truth spinner, basically.
Yeah, I kind of felt bad at some of my skull routing when I chose some of the ones that I did, and then later I go out to Valley GTG and there's the 2 items I need, and I'm like, well, I should have just got these skulls and saved 5 minutes.
Yeah. So yeah, you were probably around something in the 2-minute range. I wasn't actually timing it all that well at that point in time. Something in the 2-minute range ahead on the truth spinner. Elam had some pretty good execution in the shadows though, and he was about 20 seconds behind you on the blue warp.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys were neck and neck at that point. And then you went ice. He was off to somewhere I have since forgotten.
With the Jabu.
Jabu, yeah. And
yeah, Jabu would make sense there.
You went ice, he went Jabu, then you guys kind of switched places, and then you both ended up in Water Temple. More or less. Water Temple ended up being a pretty much logical last location for both of you.
Yeah, I saw on the restream.
Yeah, I mean, I think his biggest, mistake there at the end was going back in the spirit. If he would have gone into water with you, it may have gone the other way.
If he had skipped water, he would have. If he had skipped going back to Child Spirit, because he did Child Side, went Adult, peeked the item, then went back. Peeked it to see right hand was in Big Chest, and then went back Child for it, and that.
He also went for that big chest up at the hand. Yeah. I mean, you can't dodge that when you see it, because you're like, what if that's just silver gauntlets in the stupid vanilla spot, right?
The issue is he didn't do so his first trip to Child Spirit angle. He made a second trip to Child Spirit for it, and that's what cost him, I think.
Yeah.
He actually it's pretty impressive because he did all of DC, all of GTG as well. Your long jump was on the ice statue of GTG.
Yeah, I was trying to follow the logic of like the strength in the well being the path for Volvagia, and then like that's logical for strength, so like that's locking the second strength was my thought, and I was trying to figure out like what is locked behind this, and GTG was not locked behind it at all, so I was like, I'm not going there. I guess I could have got burned if the long shot was needed for the Morpha fight.
How did you? How were you feeling when you entered Ganon's Tower? That was some of the best playing in the tower that I've seen in a while.
I clutched that part out. I was not feeling great, I think, because of having probably the worst Baronade fight I've had in months. I was like, oh no, not like this. But yeah, I had a super close race. Shout outs to Ella. I mean, that could have easily gone either way there, and
oh, for sure, you guys were within a minute to 2 minutes of each other throughout the last 10-15 minutes, something like that. It was really close.
Yeah, that's been I guess all 3 games I've played. It's either I win by a minute or 2 or I lose by a minute or 2.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Minute 13 seconds was the time difference on you guys at the end. GG's. Any other questions about the scene?
GG, Engel.
GG.
Alright then, so your next opponent, you're waiting on the winner of, oh boy, that's gonna be a fun matchup. Aeronaut versus Juke. The winner of that is your opponent next round.
Well, I mean, I know it wasn't going to get any easier moving forward, so.
Nope, Aeronaut, one of our top Swiss players, Juke, one of our top Belgians. Gonna be a tough matchup, whoever you get clunked with.
Yeah, for sure. But
Yeah, I suppose you have anyone you'd rather face a little bit less.
I don't know a ton about either runner, so I mean, other than like really anyone who's made top 64, I think can beat anyone else in this tournament, given the right seed or right luck. Everyone has so much skill that like whoever I face, it's gonna be a good one, I think.
Yeah, look forward to it.
So, good luck on that. Juke and Aeronaut race Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern, 1500 CEST, so you guys can find that out there. That will, not sure if they'll get restream yet, we'll find out. And yeah, I think that'll be about it for us here. You want to do some shoutouts, Goini, and then I'll take us out.
Yeah. So shout outs to my co-commentator here, Star. It was a pleasure commentating with you for the first for my first time. And big shout out to our trackers, Genie and DFX. Thanks for keeping track of these guys, and of course to Engel and Ella, phenomenal runners. It was a pleasure watching you and seeing so much talent go into this game. And it was just really fun to watch.
Yeah, and big thanks to Wendy, to the trackers, all three of whom are, due to their volunteering side of things, did great for your first time. And thank you also to Baseball for rolling this seed and monitoring this race.
I don't know if we should be thanking Baseball for this one.
Not too big a fan of that curveball at the end, eh?
Dark Link, really? I guess I can't complain too much. Moving on, but yeah, thanks to all the volunteers and everyone watching.
I guess that sums up what your opinion of this scene is. But yeah, that'll be it for us. Let's see, coming up ahead on the ZSR schedule. Right now, we're going to go over and raid ZSR Main. They're doing a Majora's Mask Moon Crash All Dungeons Requirement Tournament 2021 Grand Finals Game 2 between Key and Roberto. Let's see. Also, live currently over on ZSR 3, we also have a OT regular vanilla lockout bingo tournament Swiss round 3 between Goombill and Quick Huron. Let's see. Tomorrow, we've only got the one race stream. Another OTR Season 5 match winners round 2 between Goomba and Gogeta. That'll be on CSR Main, and then we've got more coming up throughout the week, including that extra fun Pot Sanity Groupie Mania Freaky Friday coming up, Friday. That'll be it for us. Let's go see, thanks for watching everyone. Let's go see how that Grand Finals match is holding up. Okay, they can't hear us anymore.
Right.
Oh wait, no, whoops, I definitely the wrong bot.